All right. It's been quite a while since I've had a chance to get back into this, but I want to start off by getting back into Quest for Glory so I can make sure I finish off this series. This is going to be the beginning of our Paladin run, so for that, we could theoretically use our mage since Paladins have some magical abilities, but I'm going to take our fighter character because I think that's more true to the story. So we will re-import Thor, this time as a paladin. However, I'm going to be changing his name to something a little more paladinish, and what I decided to go with is Galahad. Seemed fitting. Um, so in reality, I should probably do, strength or maybe vitality to improve the character stats, but I'm actually just going to do weapon use simply because it's easier for me in terms of training. Because training up weapon use is a little more annoying than any of the others where you can use the actual training grounds. So this is how we are going to start, and we'll get going with the story here. Thank you, Rakeesh and my prince, for answering my summons. I have information for both of you. This is Aziza, who helped us a great deal in Quest for Glory 2. As you know, 3 months ago in Razir, the evil Atavis attempted to unleash the Genie Iblis in order to rule the world. We'll watch this play out. For the most part, Atavis stood before his hexagram, preparing to unleash the foul Iblis to do his bidding. For the most part, I'm going to be doing even less of the reading and conversations than I normally do for the short plays, just because this is mostly the same as the fighter anyway. You entered the room and broke the seal of Suleiman by moving the candle. I don't think that's how it's pronounced. You idiots, you have destroyed my spell. Now you shall be destroyed. Fool, you cannot hurt me now, and I shall send thee to thy death. We braved the flames and tackled him off the balcony. It's a good scream. No, no, master, help me. We passed through the raging flames and sent Atavis falling to his doom. Yeah, Atavis' scream there sounds a lot like one of the characters in Loom at one point, which is a game I'll probably do sometime later. When Atavis died, his magic powers were released, and I could sense the moment of his death. Such a release of power could be felt by skilled magic users all over the world. Still, there's some mystery concerning the death of Atavis. Yay, Atavis' face. They couldn't find the body, and we have no idea what took it afterwards. Atavis' death could have had darker results somewhere else. We're still in Shapier, and we're now the prince. After the Sultan took us as his adopted son, Rakeesh is going to go home because we got a bad message from Rakeesh's wife or partner or whatever it is that Lion Taurus call themselves in Tarna, which is going to be the focal area of Game 3. Please tell Rakeesh that he must return to Tarna. There's talk of war, and I think only Rakeesh can bring peace. I believe there's more to the war than just the Anger Two Tribes. The demons seem to have broken back into the land. The demons are the ones who injured Rakeesh's leg long before our stories began. In 3 days, Aziz is going to open a portal and send us back, as well as Rakeesh. If the demon's involved, it could have had to do with Atavis. We must stop it and send it back to its own world. I'm going to try to only focus on the Paladin-specific dialogue. Palace of the Sultan of Shapier, 3 days later. Greatly grieves me to say farewell to such fine friends and honored guests. Rakeesh, you were a great aid to me, and I sorrow to see you return. Great Sultan, it's been an honor to serve you. Uhura, War of the Sombani, you've been an excellent guild master. Thank you for instructing our forces. She's going to leave Shapier with her son Simba, so she will never forget her time here. And now he says that he said to see us go, since we've known each other for about 2 weeks, and he now sees us as a son, which is a little aggressive, but, it's good to be cared for. Send you with a special gift. I give you a magic shield, which will help protect you from magical attacks, and you never need to use it. It's pretty much the same gift that we got as a fighter. Sultan, the magical part of Tarna, appears. Farewell, all of you. May you find the peace you seek. So Krisha, Rakeesh's wife, has created this portal. She is particularly talented in ritual magic. Good to see you again, Krisha. It's good to be with you, Rakeesh. Krisha, you have met Uhura of the Sombani village. This is Simba. It's nice to see you. It's a healthy cub you have. Thank you. I need to be getting back to my people. And now she's just going to take a baby and wander across the savannah. So now Rakeesh is saying, I've given him my sword, Krisha. He has the makings of a true paladin. I must have accidentally skipped something. Paladin, it's a very great honor indeed for you to come here. Your skills must be most useful in preventing war here. Maybe most useful. So yes, we have Rakeesh's sword, which, it doesn't say it on here, but it is called Soul Forge, which is pretty sweet. We'll have our quick chat. He tells us about Tarna, explains that Uhura has to go back to her people, that the Sombani people, who are pure fighters, do not get along well with the leopard men, who are magic users. Oh, sorry. Tell us about the lion tar. Oh, I clicked on her instead. We'll finish this off first. So yeah, we'll talk more about war later. Liontars rule Tarna. They kind of look down on the humans, but they're still part of the people of Tarna. The Sombani are sort of allies, but are still looked down on by the Liontar people. Cool. Yeah, none of this. This is all just talking about the fact that the Sombani are the ones who are looking to start the war, and talking about how the council, which is led by Rakeesh's brother, Raja, are leaning in the direction of going to war, as the Sombani are asking for. Exactly why the Sombani are asking for war, we don't know yet. We should greet and be polite, but we will find out. So we tell about our story, and we'll say goodbye, and say that we will see them later. Oh, right, gotta turn up the speed. Okay. And, okay. So she saved us a room, and we're going to talk to the Council of Judgment in a day or so. And they just said, come and check on us anytime, but not too often, because they've been away from each other for a very long time and need their private time. This is the just worst character. The hippie apothecary Salim. We're going to talk to him just so that we know what stuff he needs us to get. And he just talks about a bunch of nonsense that... sure, tell about our journeys. Tells about a bunch of nonsense that I don't really want to tell to you about. In order to make healing pills, he needs the bird's honeybird feather, and it needs to be gotten in a non-violent way. He doesn't make many potions, but he can make a dispel potion. And he's got most of the ingredients. He just needs a few other things for us, which we will collect for him. Had a dream about a tree in a desert, and sounds an awful lot like something that we experienced previously, so maybe we can fill him in on that. He also told us about a magical tree out in the jungle, which we'll have to look into. Julinar. Yes, I also know a magical tree. A tree we were able to half help, but weren't fully able to help because we ourselves weren't in love with her. And then he does his weird hug thing, and that's enough. Goodbye, weird apothecary guy. Good. So now we'll be able to collect some things that we need, which is good. The other big thing we have to do, as is always true, is go to the money changer. because we have Shapier money, dinars and centines. Oh, and this guy is arguing with the money changer. Whoa, that's not right. And then he tries to rob him, so we have to chase him down. And this guy's trying to sell his fruit, even though we're actively chasing a thief. Though it doesn't look like it with how slow we're going. Please accompany me to the Hall of Judgment. So this guy's been captured by the Liontars. His name is Harami, and they found him guilty, so they are naming him Honorless, which doesn't sound like too bad of a thing. Alright, he's without honor, now he gets to leave. Sounds like a pretty good deal if you get caught stealing and that's all that happens. We will learn more of him later. Council of Judgment wishes to thank the Prince of Shapier for acting as a witness in the trial of the Honorless One. Raja wants to meet with us. That sounds like a good thing. So Rakeesh seems to have joined us for this. So Rakeesh is polite and says that he is in his presence with honor or whatever. And we will copy him. How can a human be of service to a Liontar? Ah, so human, you have imitated Rakeesh and become a paladin. Why did you follow him here? Don't you think Rakeesh is enough of a paladin to handle the situation? So we shall answer him. Answer Raja's question. Very well. A little boring, but that's fine. So this Prince of Shapier has come to bring peace and harmony to Tarna. You grow too old, so he kind of insults Rakeesh, and we will obviously defend him because he insults Rakeesh because they look so down on humans, and a human is now here helping him. And Rakeesh obviously is a badass and basically tells him to shove it. Hearing more, they mentioned it earlier, which I didn't really talk about. Rishaka. Rakeesh's daughter has been taken or killed by the leopard men, the Liontars believe. And so he's asking if he wants revenge. And Rakeesh basically says that going to war for a personal revenge is putting, thousands of people's lives at risk for his own desires, which is... we'll just talk about how much we like Rakeesh. Defend his honor. And we'll say goodbye. Hey, so by defending Rakeesh and being honorable, we have increased our own honor, and it has gone up high enough where we now have a flaming sword in combat. In Quest for Glory 2, our honor was not high enough, and we weren't a true paladin, so it would only flame for us because Rakeesh willed it to. But now we have our own will, as it were, enough to generate flames of our own. Yes, let's exchange. Excellent, now we have money. So let's purchase some things that we likely need. So I like to get some water skins. We can bargain down prices. I don't care a great deal because money ultimately never really matters much in these games. Particularly when you import a character, you just have a lot more money than you really need. Zebra skins I will need. I think I need 5 of them. So we can do 3. No, okay. Good. And if not, whatever. Alright, so we're all set with that guy. And I don't think we really need any fruit, but let's buy some just because why not? I don't care. Sometimes it's fun. He seems happy about it. Alright, and we'll wander down. A couple other things to buy. Yep. Damascus steel. Sounds fancy. We will purchase some. Just stop talking to me. So, we don't need any throwing daggers, but I will get a fine dagger, which we will need later. Excellent. Purchase that. And then we will also get a fine spear, which, we should need later. Okay. Purchase. And even though I said we don't need it, I will just grab a couple just in case. Just in case. Alright, let's go talk to these guys. They have a lot to say, and I not as amused as I think the game wants me to be. So we do want a tinderbox, though, and I don't want to hear them go back and forth, so hopefully that's good. Purchase. Alright, now let's never talk to them again. Talk to the honey guy, who will provide us with a very useful item in our search for mana pills. Okay. And purchase. Alright. I don't think we really need oil at all, but I'm pretty sure that's only the thief. I'll snag some just because I don't care. This is pretty much the last time we'll buy anything. Particularly since, let's see how many pills we have from the last game. We still got 5 poison cure. It's always good to have some healing. 9. Alright, so not that many, and we have these mana pills for no real reason. We also have this note from Shima, which she asked us to give to her cousin. So if we find a kata here, we will know that that's who it goes to. She sells beads, which she will not bargain at all for, so we'll just purchase them. Very nice. We definitely do not need any fish or rope, so we will continue on. And, oh, look at this. It looks like a kata. So we'll have an actual conversation with the kata for a moment. She sells carvings. Talk to her about our pin, which shows that we are friends of the kata. And that's about enough. And then, hello. Tell about Shapier, because she likes to hear about it, since she's been away from home for so long. And give her this note. And then finally, we will, where'd my money go? There it is. Buy a leopard sculpture from her. Which, yeah, she'll give it to us because we are now friends. And now our good friend, this weird dog guy, who is creepily desirous to be of service to us. He will let you bargain him down to a single centime if you want, which often I'll do, but I feel like a paladin, it's a little aggressive, so I'm going to get just as much meat as I pretty much can, because I like to never have to worry about it again, and every now and then I'll train so much that I'll actually run out of food at the end of the game, which can be a little annoying. Plus, I'll want some extra food for later in the game. And we bought all kinds of food from you. Wonderful. Go away. Alright, I want a robe, and this will be the last thing that we have to purchase, essentially for the entire game, and you can see we still have a ton of cash. Pretty much enough to buy everything we just bought again. Give this guy money, because it probably gives us honor points is my guess, but I don't really remember. And because it doesn't matter to us, let's see how... Yeah, our honor hasn't really changed, but you also have kind of internally in the game... Yeah, Paladin points, there we go. I'm curious if I just sit here for a little bit. We'll do like 20 or 30 or something. Do we get more? Yeah, we get Paladin points for that. So once I step outside, I'll show you something else. And we will now venture outside. Quickly, actually, I'm going to go one more place before I forget. I'm going to go up here. So we're going to go in this temple that we're really not supposed to be in. Sekhmet, who is the god of the Liontars. And basically this guy is going to try and kick us out. He's kind of like, or she? I think it's she. I think it's the high priest. Oh, he. Sorry. Yeah, Sekhmet is basically going to say, like, no, actually, this human is very important and needs to be evaluated and have his soul weighed. So she tells us to get this gem from the guardian of the Tree of Life, which we will get to in a few episodes. And then we can have our soul weighed, which I always kind of enjoy. That part I actually do the whole dialogue for. Alright, so a couple things to do out here. We will pick up our feather for the honeybird. And we'll get in our first battle. One of the lizard people. And we have our sweet flaming sword, which I obviously assume increases the damage, but I don't actually know how much. But it's still cool. Oh, it's almost nighttime. So probably head home and yeah, we'll just go to the whatever it's called, the inn for the night, and spend tomorrow doing the 2 little things that I have left. Talk to the welcome woman. Her room is at the top of the stairs. If we want something to eat, we'll just sit down. So we'll do this, just have the brief conversation with her. Hello, person with hair of sunshine. We can flirt with her too, which usually I do because it amuses me a little bit, but I think the Paladin, that would be, he'd look down on that. Feel like he was, being inappropriate, so say hello. We can tell about our stories, because sometimes people like stories, and we'll order a meal. Here's your feast, may it please you. It looks delicious, but smells strange, or something. I don't know. Maybe it smells delicious, but looks strange. Doesn't matter. Alright, we'll read this. The board here in Tarna is significantly less interesting than anywhere else. It literally just says, like, don't break the law, and if you want cool stuff, go to the bazaar, which is not very interesting, but that's okay. We'll sleep till morning. Alrighty, and let's go outside. So yeah, the first day or so here is, it's a little rote, when you kind of just already know what, I don't want to fight another one of these right now. Actually, I probably should just, I'll need the training eventually, so whatever. Most of the training I'm going to do, I'll do off-screen, because I don't think it's the most exciting thing to see me just doing the same thing over and over again. But I'll show you, obviously, the sort of individual, unique battles and how the training works, but... Okay, so, Rakeesh from a small alcove, blah blah blah, there's all these mere bats. So that one grabs a little poison thing, and then that's it. Oh, that was cool. Let's watch again. There's a number of different ways to deal with this, depending on what kind of character type you are. But I will watch. There's always a weird delay. Now a little baby meerbat tries to take one. Oh, but he got stuck. So we must save it. If we try to go in there ourselves, we will... No? What am I doing? Oh, that's because it's a fine dagger and not the throwing dagger, which is what I want. There we go. And I didn't quite read that, but we gained a Paladin ability. So let's see what it was. So, oh, to heal. Excellent. So yeah, so this burns some stamina, but heals some health points, which is always a nice skill to have. And we'll go back in one more time. Usually I would just pick up rocks there instead of buying a dagger, but since I had them, might as well use them. Which is why I said you don't need the daggers, but might as well get them. Oh, is this going to be... No. I believe this is... Yeah, the dino. Saurus. So this is An important one to kill since we need one of its horns. So obviously you can see how helpful it is to max out your character at the end of game 2 rather, or whatever the previous game is really, since it makes you significantly stronger than most of the things you will go against. Oh, alright, so we don't want to be late for the meeting with Rakeesh and Raja, so didn't get the bird feather, but that's okay. We'll come back at some point in the future. Alright, head into the Hall of Judgment. So again, they're just talking about the war and the fact that the leopard men angered the Sombani, and then they sent a peace mission that resulted in the deaths of almost the entire mission. And one of the deaths was Rishika, Rakeesh's daughter, who they never found her body, and she never returned. People arguing for peace versus war. And blah, blah, blah. That's about it. Rakeesh has sworn by his honor that he will prevent war, and if he fails, he'll be deemed honorless, which we will learn is a very big deal in Tarna. And we will also swear this oath. And now Raja will meet with us. Okay. So again, we will say that we stand before him because they care a lot about honor and respect. Yeah, so we'll talk about honor, which will kind of piss off Raja, but that's okay. And then Rakeesh burns him again because he's way better than Raja. Rakeesh was supposed to be the ruler, but he stepped down because he felt that being a paladin was more important. Which undoubtedly kind of eats at Raja, not that they ever talk about it directly. Raja just saying that he will go to war if he has to. Talk more about Rakeesh because we love Rakeesh, he's our boy. He tries to insult Rakeesh by saying, oh, does he fight your battles for him? And Rakeesh says, actually, he did when I couldn't do it. And then Rakeesh and him just jaw back and forth, and then they tell us to leave, so we say goodbye. Alright. And now we will... Actually, can I? Yeah. Nah, I guess we'll just do the journey back to the Sombani village and listen to Rakeesh. Feels good to be back. I'm going to read some of this, because some of them are paladin-specific. Savannah, with the animals. Few animals, zebras, blah, 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 tigers. There are things that will attack people. The field guide to Eastern Fracana is basically the the book that comes with the game when you buy it. Back when that was actually a thing that was happening. He's going to use his paladin skills to avoid danger. As a paladin becomes more in tune with the essential rightness of the universe, he gains certain new abilities, such as healing. The more good one does, the more good things one can do. So we'll keep acquiring new abilities throughout the game. I've been a paladin for a long time now. Ever since demons last invaded this land, we must prevent this war and drive the demons back to the world from which they came. You are but a new paladin, but already your powers grow with each act of kindness. The first thing a paladin learns is how to make his sword glow with the blue fire of honor. This adds to our weapon's damage and allows it to harm things that cannot be harmed with normal weapons. Something to keep in mind for later. It's getting dark, we're going to camp for the night. It's always best to have a campfire. If you don't own a tinderbox, I would advise you purchase one. So, just a way for the game to teach you that that's important. If you don't light a fire at night, I don't know if you definitely die, but you probably die. It's been too long since I've camped without lighting a fire. Good morning, let's continue our journey. If, as you have gained an experience and spread goodness, the next skill you will gain is the power to heal, which we have already done. This gift of healing can be used upon yourself or others. However, it pulls upon your inner strength and cannot be used if you allow yourself to become weakened. So, just talking about how it takes our stamina in order to heal. As you grow more in tune with the essential rightness of the universe, you will be able to feel the rightness of all things. You will be able to sense when danger is near. When you have done much good, you will be able to protect yourself more fully. So the third ability we'll get will be to detect danger, and the fourth is basically like a shield ability. Whenever your sword is filled with blue fire, you shall be surrounded by an honor shield. This helps protect you from physical and magical harm. So they're pretty nice abilities. The more honorable acts you do, the greater your abilities. You are nearing the Sombani village, so I will speak more about being a paladin later if you are interested. Alright, so the next time we have a little bit of pause in the action, I will end the video and we'll pick up with our introduction to the Sombani village in the next round. It's good to see you, say hi to everyone. Yes, be polite and say hello. Alright, let's build the village of Sombani people from the pen, blah blah blah, I don't care. It's an honor to meet you, it was very nice, great. We go down here and we see Uhura. Blah blah blah, hello, it's good to see you again. It's good to be home, we're honored. We're going to meet with the Laban, the leader of the Sombani people. Okay, so everyone says hi to the Laban. It's good to see you. Hello. Greet the Laban. Welcome here. Okay, let's tell about peace. And he basically says that, yeah, the best way to bring peace is to destroy the leopard men, and then there will be peace. Which isn't quite what we meant. So we'll have to have some discussions amongst ourselves about how this is going to work out. And now we're finally getting an answer on where the anger comes from. So the Sombani people have a sacred relic called the Spear of Death that they believe the leopard men stole. And in exchange, the Sombani people have taken the magical drum from the leopard men people. And we keep talking about peace. We don't want war. Basically, the Sombani leader is saying that unless they get their Spear of Death back, there will be war. There is no other option. Alright, so I think this is where I will... Oh, it's good to be back in your hut. Simba was worth leaving home for, but it's good to be back. Rakeesh is worried that we offended the Laban, but basically Uhura is saying we didn't offend him, it's just that losing the Spear of Death is a very important thing to the Sombani people. Alright, so I will save and end things here, and we'll come back next time with the game kind of really getting started, frankly. So, see you next time. Bye.